Have you ever stopped to think that there's something very important the universe is trying to tell you right now, well before 2026 begins? What if I told you that these words could completely change how you'll live the next year? Aquarius, pay close attention, because what you're about to hear today is no coincidence. There are 10 powerful truths you need to hear now, before the calendar turns and a new cycle begins in your life. And each of these truths has the power to transform your path, to open doors that seemed closed, and to prepare you to receive everything you deserve. Do you know that feeling that something big is coming but you don't know exactly what? Well, that's exactly what's happening. The year 2026 will be different for you, Aquarius. But for everything to happen in the best possible way, you need to listen to certain things now, because preparation is everything. And the universe doesn't send signals for nothing. It knows you're ready, but it also knows you need to adjust some things in your heart, your mind, and your energy before taking that next step. These 10 messages will touch on points you may have been avoiding. They will make you reflect on choices, on relationships, on what you've been keeping inside and needing to release. And every word you'll hear here was specially chosen for your sign, for your essence, for your unique journey. So take a deep breath, because what comes next may affect you in a way you didn't expect. And that's okay. Shaking things up is necessary for growth. So let's discover together these 10 things you, Aquarius, need to hear before 2026 begins. First thing, you don't have to carry the world alone. Aquarius, let's start with something you need to understand once and for all. You don't need to carry the world on your shoulders. I know you're the person everyone turns to when they need help. I know you have a huge heart and that you truly care about the people around you. You worry about other people's problems, try to solve situations that aren't even yours, and often put everyone else's needs before your own. And that's beautiful, it's part of your essence. But you know what? This way of living is exhausting you. Have you ever stopped to think about how many times you neglected yourself because you were busy taking care of someone else? How many times have you swallowed your own pain to soothe someone else's? How many nights have you stayed awake thinking about how to help, how to solve, how to save situations that, in reality, don't even depend solely on you? Aquarius, this has weight, and that weight is becoming increasingly heavy on your shoulders. The universe is asking you to stop this. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's not a lack of love to let people solve their own problems. It's not a lack of compassion to set boundaries and say no when you don't have the energy to give. On the contrary, when you take care of yourself, when you preserve yourself, when you put your own emotional health first, you become even stronger to help those who really need it. But the way you are now, carrying burdens that aren't yours, you're losing yourself in the middle of it all. And you know what happens when we lose ourselves? We start living on autopilot. We stop feeling joy in the little things. We forget our own dreams because we're so busy trying to fulfill other people's dreams. And then, when we look in the mirror, we don't even recognize who's there anymore. Aquarius, you can't let that happen. You're too special, you have too unique a light to let that light go out because of burdens that aren't yours. So here's the message. In 2026, you'll need to learn to let go. Let go of the guilt of not being able to help everyone. Let go of the need to be the savior in every situation. Let go of the idea that you need to sacrifice yourself to be loved or valued. Because you are already loved. You are already valuable. And you deserve to live lightly, without carrying entire worlds that don't fit in your hands. This doesn't mean you'll stop being generous or stop caring. It simply means you'll start choosing better where to put your energy. It means you'll learn to differentiate between those who truly need you and those who are just draining your light because they don't want to seek their own. It means you'll allow yourself to say no without fear, without guilt, without thinking you're being a bad person. Because you're not. You're simply being wise. Take a deep breath and let this sink into your heart. You don't have to carry the world alone. And it's okay to ask for help too. It's okay to say you're tired. It's okay to admit that you also need someone to listen to you, to comfort you, to give you a shoulder to cry on. You deserve to receive as much as you give. And the universe is preparing you for this in 2026. A year where you will learn to live in a more balanced, lighter, more truthful way, true to who you really are. Second thing, your emotions are valid and deserve to be felt. Aquarius, this one's for you, the one who's always been known as the rational person, the logical one, the one who solves everything with their head and doesn't let their heart interfere with decisions. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're incredible in how you analyze situations, how you see beyond the surface, how you manage to distance yourself emotionally to make the best choices. But you know what? There comes a point when that becomes armor. And that armor is preventing you from experiencing certain things you need to experience. You have a habit of keeping your emotions bottled up, locking them away deep inside, somewhere no one can see. Sometimes not even you can access them, because you've learned somehow that feeling too much is weakness, that crying is silly, that showing vulnerability puts you at risk. And so you've created this way of being, this cold, distant way, that makes everyone think you're unaffected by anything. But I have news for you. This is hurting you inside. Because emotions don't disappear just because you ignore them. They stay there, accumulating, creating pressure that sooner or later will explode. And when it explodes in a way you can't control. It explodes in the form of anxiety, unmotivated irritation, sleepless nights, a tightness in your chest that you don't know where it comes from. Aquarius, your emotions are valid. All of them. Sadness, anger, frustration, fear, insecurity. There's no point in pretending they don't exist. They do exist. And they deserve to be felt. You don't need to be strong all the time. You don't need to have all the answers all the time. You don't need to be okay all the time. It's human to have difficult days. It's human to feel lost. It's human to cry, to scream, to vent. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, when you allow these emotions to surface, when you give them space to be felt, you are healing yourself. You are releasing what was trapped. You are allowing yourself to be whole. Not just the strong and rational part, but also the sensitive and vulnerable part. And look, that vulnerable part of you is beautiful. It's the part that truly connects you with other people. It's the part that makes you human, not a machine. When you allow yourself to feel, you allow yourself to truly live. Because life isn't just logic. Life is feeling. It's emotion. It's a heart beating strongly, it's tears falling, it's a wide smile, it's a tight hug. And you deserve to experience all of that. So in 2026, the challenge for you is this: allow. Allow emotions to come. Allow yourself to cry when you need to cry. Allow yourself to speak when something bothers you. Allow yourself to open up to someone you trust and show them what you're really feeling. Doesn't have to be with everyone, but it needs to be with someone. Because keeping everything inside is too heavy. And you don't deserve to carry that weight. The universe is telling you that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to admit that you also feel fragile sometimes. It's okay to be human. And when you embrace that, when you accept your emotions as part of who you are, you become even stronger. Because true strength isn't about never falling. True strength is about falling, feeling the pain of the fall, and choosing to get up anyway. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal. And you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. Now let's continue with our video. Third thing. Not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. Aquarius, have you ever felt misunderstood? Have you ever felt different, like you didn't fit in, like people couldn't understand your way of thinking, acting, and being? Well, that feeling is part of your journey. You are unique. You think outside the box. You see the world in a way that most people can't. And that's a gift, you know? But it can also be lonely. Because when you're different, when you don't follow the norm, when you question things that everyone accepts without thinking, people look at you strangely. Some admire you. Others criticize you. Others simply don't know what to do with you. And then you might start to feel out of place, you might start to think there's something wrong with you. But let me tell you something very clearly. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing at all. You were born to be different. You were born to think differently, to act differently, to show that there are other ways to live, to love, to exist in this world. And not everyone will understand that. Not everyone will applaud you. Not everyone will support you. And you know what? That's okay. Because you're not here to please everyone. You're here to be true to yourself. The problem is that often you try to fit in. You try to change a little about yourself to be more accepted, to not seem so strange, to not bother anyone. And then you mold yourself, you adapt, you leave pieces of who you are behind. And in the end, you look at yourself and you don't recognize yourself anymore. Because you've become an edited version, a version that others can digest, but that isn't the real you. Aquarius, in 2026, enough is enough. Enough of trying to fit into molds that weren't made for you. Enough of hiding your ideas, your dreams, your unique way of being just to avoid causing discomfort. You weren't born to be comfortable. You were born to be revolutionary. And that means you will cause discomfort. You will challenge people. You will make people question things they've never questioned before. And that's powerful. Of course, there will be people who won't understand you. There will be people who will judge you, who will say you're weird, that you're crazy, that you need to be more normal. But look, those people don't matter. What matters is that you are at peace with who you are. Because when you truly accept yourself, when you embrace your differences, when you stop trying to be someone you're not, you attract the right people into your life. People who understand you, who value you, who celebrate your unique way of being. And these people exist. Maybe there aren't many of them. Maybe you won't find them everywhere. But when you do, you know, because the connection is real, because you don't need to pretend, because you can be yourself without fear, without shame, without masks. And that is liberating. So stop worrying so much about what others think. Stop trying to explain yourself to those who don't want to understand. Stop wasting your energy trying to convince everyone that you're right. You don't need that. You just need to follow your path, trust your intuition, honor your essence. And the rest? The rest will fall into place. The right people will appear. The right opportunities will arise. And you will realize that being different is not a curse. It's a blessing. The universe is reminding you of this now because in 2026 you will need this certainty. You will need this strength to stay true to yourself, even when everything around you tries to push you in another direction. So take a deep breath and repeat after me. I am unique. I am special. And I don't need anyone's approval to shine in my own way. Fourth thing, the past doesn't define your future. Aquarius, how many times have you found yourself stuck in something that happened in the past? How many times have you stopped yourself from trying something new because you remembered a time it went wrong? How many times have you sabotaged yourself because you carry within you scars from painful experiences that made you believe you are not capable, that you don't deserve it, that you won't succeed? That's right. This is one of the biggest challenges for you. Letting go of the past. You have an incredible mind, but sometimes that mind works against you because it keeps dwelling on things that have already happened, analyzing mistakes, reliving past pains. And then you get stuck. Stuck in memories, stuck in regrets, stuck in a time that no longer exists. And while you're looking back, you miss the opportunities that are right in front of you. Let me tell you something important. The past doesn't define who you are. The past doesn't determine your future. The past is just that. The past. It's gone. It's already happened. And there's no going back and changing it. So it doesn't make sense to punish yourself for choices you made, for mistakes you committed, for situations you lived through. What you can do is learn from all of that and move on. Because look, every mistake you made taught you something. Every pain you felt made you grow in some way. Every difficult situation you went through made you stronger, wiser, more prepared for what lies ahead. So nothing was in vain. Nothing was wasted. Everything was part of your evolutionary process. And now you are here, more ready than ever to start again. But to truly start over, you need to let go. You need to let go of the hurt. You need to let go of the resentment. You need to let go of the guilt. You need to forgive. Forgive others who hurt you. And above all, forgive yourself. Because often the hardest person to you is yourself. You demand too much of yourself. You judge yourself too harshly. You don't allow yourself to make mistakes. And that's unfair. You're human. And humans make mistakes. It's part of life. The universe is asking you to make peace with your past. It doesn't mean forgetting. It means accepting that it was all part of your history, but it no longer needs to be part of your present. It means looking back with gratitude for what you learned, but without getting stuck there. It means releasing everything that is preventing you from soaring. And look, when you let go, when you truly release, it's like a weight is lifted off your shoulders. You breathe easier. You see possibilities you didn't even see before. You feel lighter, freer, more open to experiencing new things. And in 2026, you're going to need that lightness. Because new things are coming your way. New opportunities, new people, new experiences. But they will only fit into your life if you make room for them. And to make room for them, you need to empty what's unnecessarily taking up space. So do this exercise with me now. Think of something from the past that still bothers you. It could be a hurt, a regret, an unresolved situation. Now take a deep breath and visualize yourself letting go of it. Visualize yourself putting it in a box and handing it over to the universe. You don't need to carry this anymore. It's time to move on. The future is full of possibilities. The future is a blank page that you can write however you want. And the best part is that you're in control. You decide how this story will be written. So choose to be lighthearted. Choose to be free. Choose to believe that the best is yet to come. Because it truly is. Fifth thing. You have permission to change your mind. Aquarius, you are known for being a person of firm ideas, strong opinions, someone who knows what they want and doesn't easily change their mind. And that has its value. But sometimes this firmness turns into stubbornness. And stubbornness prevents you from seeing that there are other paths, other possibilities, other ways of doing things. And then you get stuck in a position that may not even make sense to you anymore, but you insist on it because you don't want to admit that you've changed your mind. You know that saying that only fools don't change their minds? Well, there's a lot of truth in that. Changing your mind isn't a sign of weakness. It's not a sign that you were wrong. It's a sign that you're growing, that you're evolving, that you're open to learning new things. And that's beautiful, because life is a whole learning process. And those who don't change don't grow. Have you ever stopped to think about how many times you've defended something tooth and nail, only to realize later that maybe it wasn't so important after all? How many times have you fought for an opinion you don't even hold anymore? How many times have you made a decision thinking it was final, only to see it was just another step along the way? That's life. Full of changes, and you need to allow yourself to change too. In 2026, you will go through some transformations. Things you believed in will be questioned. Things you wanted will cease to make sense. People you thought would always be by your side will follow other paths. And all of this will make you rethink many things. It will make you look inside and ask yourself, is this still what I want? Does this still represent me? Does this still make sense for the person I am becoming? And it's okay if the answers to those questions are no. It's okay to change direction. It's okay to recognize that you've evolved and that what was important before is no longer important now. It's okay to let go of plans, dreams, and goals that no longer align with who you are today. Because you are not the same person you were a year ago, 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. You are always changing. And your desires, your wishes, your paths can change too. The problem is when you cling to things out of pure pride. When you insist on something just to avoid admitting you were wrong. When you continue down a path that no longer makes you happy simply because you've invested so much time and energy in it that it seems impossible to give up. Aquarius, this is a trap. Don't fall for it. Don't let pride stop you from living the life you truly want to live. You have permission to change. You have permission to start over. You have permission to say you no longer want what you once wanted. And no one has the right to judge you for it. Because your life is yours. And you are solely responsible for making the choices that will make you happier, more fulfilled, more complete. So if you feel you need to change something, change it. If you feel you need to let go of something, let it go. If you feel you need to follow a different path, follow it. Don't get stuck in old decisions for fear of what others will think. What matters is what you feel. What matters is what makes sense to you. And only you know what that is. The universe is giving you this permission now. You can change. You can evolve. You can reinvent yourself as many times as necessary. Because life is not linear. Life is full of curves, turns, ups and downs. And you need to have the flexibility to adapt to each phase, each moment, each new version of yourself that emerges along the way. Sixth thing. The right people will show up at the right time. Aquarius, have you ever felt alone? Have you ever felt surrounded by people, but still felt lonely? Have you ever felt that the people around you don't truly understand you, don't truly see you, don't truly value you? Well, that feeling of loneliness in the midst of a crowd is real. And it's painful, because you want true connection. You want people who see you as a whole, who accept you as you are, who love you without wanting to change you. But sometimes it seems like these people don't exist. Or if they do exist, you haven't met them yet. And then you feel out of place, you feel misunderstood, you feel like you don't belong in the world. But let me tell you something. The right people do exist. And they will appear. At the right time. In the right way. When you are ready to receive them. Does look. Often you attract the wrong people because you're not yet aligned with who you truly are. You're still trying to fit in, still wearing masks, still hiding parts of yourself for fear of rejection. And then the people who appear are people who can only connect with that false version of you. Not with the real version. But when you allow yourself to be authentic, when you take off the masks, When you stop trying to be what others expect and start being who you really are, something magical happens. You begin to attract people who vibrate at the same frequency as you. People who understand you without you needing to explain. People who accept you without you needing to pretend. People who love you exactly for who you are. And these people will appear. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be the way you imagined, but they will appear. And when that happens, you'll know. Because the connection will be different. It will be light. It will be true. It will be deep. And you'll realize it was worth the wait. It was worth not settling for less than you deserve. So in 2026, stop despairing because you still haven't found your tribe. Stop forcing yourself to be in places where you don't feel comfortable just to avoid being alone. Stop accepting superficial friendships, empty relationships, connections that don't nourish you just because you're afraid of loneliness. Because look, it's better to be alone than in bad company. And when you understand that, when you truly internalize it, you stop putting yourself in situations that only hurt you. And then you make room. Room for the new. Room for the right people. Because while you're filling your life with the wrong people, there's no room for the right people to enter. So let go. Let go of those who don't deserve you. Let go of those who don't value you. Let go of those who don't see you. And trust that the universe will fill that space with people who truly matter. Because you deserve to be truly loved. You deserve to be truly seen. You deserve to have people by your side who celebrate your victories, who support you in difficult times, who understand you on days when you are confused, who hug you on days when you need comfort. And these people exist, and they will appear in due time. So have patience, have faith, and above all, have enough self-love to not accept crumbs of affection, because you are a complete feast, and whoever can't see that doesn't deserve a place at your table. 7th thing, you need to learn how to receive. Aquarius, you're great at giving. You give time, you give attention, you give advice, you give help, you give love. You're always available to others, always ready to lend a hand, always willing to make a difference in someone's life. And that's wonderful. But you know what you're not good at? Receiving. You don't know how to receive. When someone tries to help you, you say everything is fine. When someone offers you something, you refuse. When someone compliments you, you change the subject. When someone wants to give you attention, you shift the focus to someone else. Because you feel uncomfortable being the center of attention. Because you don't want to be a burden. Because you think you need to solve everything alone. Because you don't want to seem weak or needy. But let me tell you something. Receiving is not weakness. Receiving is allowing love to flow. Because when you only give and never receive, you interrupt the flow. You create an imbalance. And in the end, you become exhausted because you are always emptying your cup without ever letting anyone refill it. The universe works in cycles. Everything that goes out must come back. Everything you give, you must receive back in some way. And when you close yourself off to receiving, you are blocking the blessings that are trying to reach you. You are telling the universe that you don't deserve it, that you are not worthy, that you don't need it. And none of that is true. You deserve to receive as much as you give. You deserve to be cared for as much as you care. You deserve to be loved as much as you love. And for that to happen, you need to open up. You need to lower your defenses. You need to allow people in, to let them help you, to let them give you what you need. In 2026, the universe will bring you many opportunities to receive. It could be in the form of a sincere compliment. It could be in the form of unexpected help. It could be in the form of a gift, a gesture of affection, a word of encouragement. And when that happens, don't refuse. Don't make excuses. Don't diminish it. Just receive. With gratitude. With humility. With an open heart. Because when you learn to receive, you honor the generosity of others. You give that person the opportunity to be generous, to do good, to feel the joy of contributing to your life. And that is beautiful. That is a true exchange. That is love in action. So stop thinking you have to do everything alone. Stop thinking that asking for help is a sign of weakness. Stop thinking you don't deserve to be cared for. Because you do deserve it. You are special. You are valuable. And the universe wants to give you good things. But you need to be willing to receive them. Open your arms. Open your heart. And let it in. Let love arrive. Let abundance flow. Let blessings reach you. Because you are not alone on this journey. And it's okay to need someone sometimes. It's okay to be human. 8th thing. Your ideas have value and deserve to be shared. Aquarius, you have incredible ideas. Ideas that could change things, that could help people, that could make a difference in the world. But how many of these ideas remain only in your head? How many times have you thought about doing something, creating something, proposing something, but given up before even trying? How many times have you kept quiet because you thought your opinion didn't matter, that no one would listen, that it wasn't worth speaking? Aquarius, this needs to stop. Because your ideas have value, and the world needs them. You have a unique way of seeing things, of thinking about solutions, of imagining possibilities. And when you keep that to yourself, you are depriving the world of something precious. You are depriving people of something that could make all the difference in their lives. I know you're afraid. Afraid of being judged. Afraid of not being taken seriously. Afraid of failing. Afraid of being criticized. Afraid that your ideas will be rejected. And all these fears are understandable, but they can't paralyze you. Because if you let fear control you, you'll never do anything. And then you'll reach the end of your life with a lot of regrets, thinking about everything you could have done but didn't. In 2026, it's time for you to find courage. Courage to speak. Courage to share. Courage to put your ideas out into the world, even with fear, even without the guarantee that it will work. Because look, it might not work. Some people might criticize. You might make mistakes, you might need to adjust, you might need to start over. But so what? At least you tried. At least you were brave enough to act. And you know what? Often, the idea you think isn't a big deal might be exactly what someone needed to hear. Could be the solution someone was looking for. It could be the inspiration someone needed to do something in their own life. You never know the impact your words, your ideas, your actions can have. So don't underestimate what you have to offer. The universe gave you this brilliant mind, this ability to think differently, this vision of the future precisely so that you can use it for good. Don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Speak up. Create. Propose. Act. Because the world needs more people like you. People who aren't afraid to challenge the status quo. People who aren't content with the way things have always been. People who dare to imagine that things can be different. So in 2026, make a promise to yourself. The promise that you will stop hiding, that you will stop doubting your potential, that you will start acting, creating, sharing everything that is inside you begging to come out. And when you do that, you will see. You will see how doors will start to open, how opportunities will start to appear, how the right people will start to find you. Because when you truly put yourself out there in the world, when you show who you are and what you have to offer, the universe responds. And the response is always abundant. It's always generous. It's always more than you imagined. So trust. Trust in your potential. Trust in your ideas. And trust that you came here to make a difference. Ninth thing. Rest is not laziness, it's a necessity. Aquarius, you're the kind of person who's always doing something. Always thinking, always planning, always busy with 1,000 projects at once. You never stop. And you're even proud of it. You're proud of being productive, of being efficient, of being able to handle so much. But you know what? This pace is exhausting you. And you know it. You feel it in your body, you feel it in your mind, you feel it in your soul. But even so, you don't stop. Because you have this idea that stopping is wasting time. That resting is laziness. That you always need to be producing, always moving forward, always doing something to have value. And that's a lie. A lie that society taught you and that you accepted as truth. But it's not. You are not valued for what you do. You are valued for who you are. And rest is not laziness. Rest is a necessity. It's your body asking for a break. It's your mind needing silence. It's your soul asking for time to reconnect with what truly matters. And when you ignore these requests, when you continue pushing yourself beyond your limits, you pay a price. A high price. Have you ever noticed how sometimes you get irritated for no reason? How easily you lose your temper? How tired you feel even after sleeping? How you can't concentrate properly? How you lose creativity, motivation, and joy? These are all signs. Signs that you are burning out. Signs that you need to stop and take care of yourself. In 2026, the universe will teach you the importance of balance. And part of that balance is knowing when to stop. It's knowing when to say enough is enough. It's knowing when to choose to rest instead of continuing to push yourself. Because look, you're not a machine. You're human. And humans need rest. There's no escaping that. And resting doesn't mean standing still doing nothing. Resting means doing things that renew you, that energize you, that make you feel good. Could be reading a book. Could be watching a movie. Could be going for a walk. It could be lying down looking at the ceiling. Could be taking a long bath. It could be anything that takes you out of doing mode and puts you in being mode. Because life isn't just about doing. Life is also about being present, about enjoying the moment, about feeling, about living. And when you're always rushing, always busy, always with your head in 1,000 places, you miss that. You miss the life that's happening right in front of you. So take a break, breathe, rest, and don't feel guilty about it. On the contrary, celebrate the fact that you are taking care of yourself. Celebrate the fact that you are choosing your health, your well-being, your peace, because that is self-love. And self-love is never selfishness. It is wisdom. The universe is giving you this permission now. You can rest. You can stop. You can slow down. And you won't lose anything by doing so. In fact, you'll gain. You'll gain energy, you'll gain clarity, you'll gain peace. And with all of that, you'll be able to do much more in a much better way than you do now, dragging yourself along in exhaustion. 10th thing, the best of you is yet to come. Aquarius, this last message is the most important of all. And I need you to listen with an open heart. Because everything you've experienced so far, all the difficulties, all the pain, all the victories, all the lessons learned, it was all preparation. Preparation for what is coming. And what is coming is great. It is powerful. It is transformative. The best version of you hasn't yet appeared. You haven't yet seen your full potential. You haven't yet experienced your greatest achievements. You haven't yet met your most evolved, most fulfilled, most accomplished version. And all of that is coming. In 2026, you will begin to glimpse it. You will begin to feel that something is changing within you. That you are becoming someone different. Someone stronger, wiser, more whole. And that can be scary. Because change is always scary. Because growth hurts. Because transformation requires you to let go of things. To let old parts of yourself die so that new parts can be born. But don't be afraid. Because everything that's leaving your life is leaving to make room for something better. Everything that's ending is ending so that something new can begin. And that new thing will be incredible. You are entering a phase of your life where everything will begin to make sense. Where you will understand why you went through everything you went through. Where you will see the purpose behind every pain, every challenge, every obstacle. And you will realize that nothing was in vain. That everything was necessary to bring you here. To shape you. To prepare you. And now you are ready. Ready to shine. Ready to live the life you've always dreamed of. Ready to be the person you've always wanted to be. So don't give up now. Don't give up when you're so close. Because the universe is conspiring in your favor. And all you need to do is trust. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust yourself. In 2026, you will see doors opening. Opportunities arising. The right people appearing. Situations resolving themselves. And you will realize that it was worth the wait. It was worth the persistence. It was worth believing even when everything seemed difficult. Because now you are reaping the rewards. Now you are receiving. Now it's your turn. So get ready. Because the best is yet to come. And when it arrives, you'll be ready to receive it with open arms. Because you deserve it. Because you worked for it. Because you are special. And the universe knows it. Aquarius, we've reached the end of this video, but this isn't an end. It's a beginning. The beginning of a new year, a new phase, a new version of you. And you are ready. More ready than you imagine. Everything you heard here today are truths that the universe wanted you to know before 2026 begins. Because you need to enter this new cycle with an open heart, a clear mind, and aligned energy. Take a deep breath now and feel. Feel everything that stirred within you while you watched this video. Feel the emotions that arose, the memories that surfaced, the reflections that occurred. Because all of this is a sign that you are on the right path, a sign that you are ready to evolve, a sign that you are listening to what the universe has to tell you. So now take everything you've heard and apply it to your life. Use these truths in your daily routine. Make the changes you need to make. Let go of what needs to be let go of. Embrace what needs to be embraced. And trust. Trust that 2026 will be an incredible year for you. A year of growth, of achievements, of transformations. A year in which you will become the best version of yourself. And remember, you are not alone. The universe is with you. It always has been. It always will be. Guiding, protecting, blessing. So move forward with faith, with courage, with hope. Because you deserve all the good that is coming. And it is coming. You can be sure of that. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal. And you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Because here we talk about you, about your sign, about your journey. And each video is made with a lot of love and care, thinking about helping you live better, understand better, and grow better. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for allowing these messages to reach you. And remember, the best is yet to come. For you, for us, for everyone. May 2026 be blessed, light, prosperous, and full of love. A big hug and see you in the next video.